Hey, everybody, this is Dr. Craig Kasper from NYHD and the Institute for Hearing and Balance based in New York City. And today we're back with another audiologist at home episode. I have my colleague, Dr. Ariella Naim. What's up, Dr. Naim?
How are you?
I'm doing well. We're still at home, I guess.
I guess, yeah, seems like it.
So today, what we're doing with these audiologists at home episodes, for anyone who's just checking in this episode for the first time, we have questions that we get in our practice on a day-to-day basis. And we figured while we're at home and we have some time where we can't see patients, we figured we'll answer some questions that we get on a day-to-day basis from some of our patients in the practice and some questions that people have sent through to the info@newyorkhearingdoctors.com email address. And today I have a question for you. And this is a really, so this is a question that we get a lot. And I just think it's a really important question because it seems benign, but it's actually not as benign as it might seem on the surface. So the question is, somebody produces a lot of earwax. Is it okay for them to use Q-tips to clean their ears?
So I think that's actually a great question. It is convenient to want to just stick the Q-tip in there and think that we're cleaning it out. But there are a few different reasons why I actually don't recommend using a Q-tip. The first one, of course, is that we run the risk of actually pushing the wax further in. We've all heard that before. The other one is that sometimes if you're pushing a little too hard, pushing the Q-tip a little too deep, there's a chance of puncturing the eardrum, which is extremely painful. But the most important thing that I actually tell my patients, the number one reason I don't recommend using Q-tips, is because when I have patients come to me and say, my ears are always dry, they're always itchy, the first question I ask is, how often do you use Q-tips, or do you use them at all?
Sure.
And they say every day, religiously. And I say to them, it's not the best idea because the Q-tip is actually stripping away the natural oils in the ear canal that our ear canals produce, which can lead to dryness or itchy ear canals.
Gotcha.
I guess
the question is, and I've seen in practice where patients have actually forgotten that they put a Q-tip in their ear after they get out of the shower and they're brushing their teeth and they turn and inadvertently the Q-tip goes through the eardrum, which, as you just said, is dangerous. It can create not only pain, but some significant hearing loss in some cases. So if you're not suggesting that we use Q-tips, is there a better way to get the wax out then, or do we just leave it alone?
Absolutely. So something that I suggest for someone who, let's say, doesn't produce a lot of wax, and there really isn't a way for you to know yourself if you produce a lot of wax unless someone is looking in your ears and saying, oh, you need to get your ears cleaned out every 3 months or every 6 months. Something that I might suggest is that when you come out of the shower, a little tissue over your pinky right on the outside of the canal. But if, let's say, you are someone who produces a lot of wax, there are a few different things that you can do. Number one is that you can have it picked out with a curette or sucked out. But in our practice, what we do is it's a little bit more of a gentle way to take the wax out. We use something called the irrigator. So we're using body temperature water. The reason for that being is that we don't want to cause any dizziness. If the water's a little too cold, a little too warm. So body temperature water, it's like a hose in the ear, kind of 15 seconds, scoops the wax right out.
A hose in the ear, that doesn't sound too comfortable.
It's actually
I actually haven't had it done to me, but we've done this to a lot of patients clearly throughout the past few years.
Patients typically, after I do it for them, they go, oh, that's it?
Gotcha.
It's super easy, painless. One thing that sometimes I will find is that my patients who come in and let's say there's like hard impacted wax in the ear, for a few days I recommend using like a wax softener drop, something like Debrox that you can get in any pharmacy. And they'll come back, makes it even easier for the wax to come out.
Gotcha. So I think the most important message that you're sharing is that we have to be safe. Q-tips are not made for ears necessarily.
Exactly.
And there are ways to have your ears cleaned, whether it's through your physician, as you said, with a curette or some sort of suction device. Some patients don't like the sound of that. And what we use in the practice is this irrigator device, which comfortable body temperature water, simple, basically takes the wax right out.
Exactly.
Awesome. Yeah, we get lots of questions about earwax, and I think that's common. I think we might do maybe an episode on ear candling at some point, because a lot of people will ask that question as well. But we'll save that for a different day.
Yeah, I have my thoughts on ear candling, so we
Yeah,
could definitely talk about that.
We definitely all do. So, guys, we appreciate you joining us again today for the Audiologist at Home episodes. For myself, Dr. Naim, and our colleague, Dr. Zweig, we appreciate you checking in. If you have questions for us for an upcoming episode, you can always email them to info@newyorkhearingdoctors.com. And if you want more information about us, that's our website, newyorkhearingdoctors.com as well. And Dr. Naim, I appreciate you coming back today. I'm sure I will see you at some point over the next couple of days.
Absolutely.
Be safe. Yep.
You too.
And we'll talk soon.
Bye.
Take care.